Presenting charming luxury hotels and camps.
Everything that we've done repurposed for the hotel has been done in the old building. It's been a challenge to do so. It's not easy at all.
They have been recognized with some of the biggest global awards.
It was just part of life for me that I used to run around and play in a fully operational property with tourists from around the world.
Newsex India A-List proudly recognizes Avijit Singh Rohit for excellence in business and hotel management.
Hello and welcome. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on this interview as part of our Newsex A-List series. We're in conversation today with Avijit Singh Rohit. He's Director, House of Rohit. Welcome, Avijit, to Newsex. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me on there. Such a pleasure to be here with you.
Let me, just begin by asking you to tell us a bit about the journey of House of Rohit. So, how was the brand founded? Just tell us about how the journey began and who founded the group.
So the journey of House of Rohit began as an experiment into hospitality by my grandparents and my parents. Way back in 1990 is when we started our first property, Rohitgarh. And it's been a journey since then. We converted our ancestral home, which is Rohitgarh, currently one of the first heritage hotels of the country, back in 1990 as an experiment. And from there, our journey kind of snowballed on. We have a small bouquet of 4 properties now, all offering experiential experiences to our travelers, a completely different take on what you would otherwise find in your regular city 5-star hotels. And that is what our USP is, offering a scratch beneath the surface, if you will, into Western Rajasthan.
Yeah, just tell us a bit about each property if you can. And what its
Absolutely.
specialty.
So our first property is Rohitgarh, which is a heritage hotel. This is our ancestral home. It's been my family home since 1622. So I'm the 15th generation of my family to be living here. And lots of history in these walls. And we've been very conscious not to change any of the old structures. So everything that we've done repurposed for the hotel has been done in the old building. It's been a challenge to do so. It's not easy at all, but it's been an experience. And today, Rohitgarh stands as a testament of what heritage hotels can become and what old buildings, what value they hold in today's India. Then our second property is Mihirgarh, which really is the jewel in our crown. It's a 9-suite only luxury boutique property, built on top of a sand dune, literally in the middle of nowhere, about 20 kilometers west of the village of Rohit, just towards the sunset. And you don't find population in the 2-kilometer radius. And over there, it really is an homage to the art and craft of rural Rajasthan. So we were very conscious when creating Mihirgarh to use only and only local artists, local craftsmen, and source everything that we put in the property only from in and around the city of Jodhpur. So it is a testament to the craft and craftsmanship of the area. Then our third property is a more rustic experience, which is our wilderness camp. The Rohit Wilderness Camp is again a small boutique camp, but a very rugged experience, again very different from the kind of palatial royal feel of Rohitgarh and the uber luxury experience of Mihirgarh. The camp is entirely eco-friendly. All the floors and the walls are plastered with cow dung and clay and done by hand every year by local village women, entirely powered by solar. And it is a more kind of outdoor experience for those who like to be part of one with the wilderness and enjoy the birds in the morning and see wildlife outside their tents. And then our newest property is the Rohit House in Jodhpur, which we opened just pre-pandemic. And that is a kind of urban take on the art and craft of Rajasthan. It is a chic city villa, but kind of done up in a very traditional way, yet keeping with the times. So it's like a contemporary take on traditional Rajasthani art. And all the walls in the Rohit House are hand painted by local artists, and they've really created masterpieces on the walls. Like you can see on the wall behind me, this wall is also hand painted.
Yes, of course. Oh, wow. That's looking beautiful. So that's just a glimpse of the property for us. Okay. I have to ask you though about you. How did your love for hospitality begin? Did you always know that this was going to be the career that you wanted? Did you always know that you wanted to join the group? When did your love for hospitality begin, and when did you get involved?
Oh, my love for hospitality was in me before I knew it. Uh, I grew up in a hotel, which is not something that a lot of people can say. So Rohit Gard, as I said, it started out as a hotel in 1990. That was a year before I was born. So I only knew it as such. So home and hotel, there were kind of gray boundaries between the two, and it was just part of life for me that I used to run around and play in a fully operational property with tourists from around the world, travelers from around the world coming through our doors and meeting new interesting people every day, making conversation with them, making friends around the world ever since I was a child. So very thankful for such a childhood and such exposure early on.
Mhm.
And then my parents and I, we traveled a lot around the world when I was young. So I always knew I wanted to do something that made me meet new people all the time. And then, of course, at heart, I'm a big foodie and I like enjoy the finer things in life. So
Okay.
it was the sensible decision for me.
Yeah.
So after school, I did my hospitality management from École Hôtelière de Lausanne in Switzerland. So I was there for a better part of 4 years.
Yeah.
And after that, I came back and after doing 3 internships, different parts of the world, I came back and joined up with the family business. And it's been now 7 years running. I've been here.
Okay, great. Well, the niche of House of Rohit has, of course, been experiential hospitality, do you believe? And
Absolutely.
why was
Absolutely.
that decision taken? And
So
also,
it,
how do travelers, respond to this?
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So when our journey began in the early 90s,
Mhm.
tourism in India was in its infancy. It was not easy to convince travel agents and travelers
Mhm.
who are going through rural Rajasthan or Western Rajasthan to have them stay outside of a renowned chain brand or outside of a city where we are located in a village about 40 kilometers from the nearest city, which is Jodhpur.
Yeah.
Uh, there was very little to convince them with to have them stay in a rural setting as
Mhm.
opposed to in the city because those were not times where we had 10 million plus tourists coming to India. Early 90s, it was still in its infancy, and Rajasthan also was largely undiscovered.
Yeah.
The Golden Triangle was basically just starting out.
Mhm.
And at that time, my father essentially pioneered what then became our USP and still is an experience we call the village safari.
Yeah.
It was an insight into what life is like in rural Rajasthan.
Mhm.
So the idea was to take travelers from different parts of the world, different walks of life, and take them to interact firsthand with the people of this region, show them a little more about the culture, the communities, some of the traditions, some of the customs of the region, and give them a better understanding of the way of life of Western Rajasthan. And that was something that was very special, especially to Western travelers who were coming to India for the first time and had never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
And it became very often the best part of their trip because it's the only opportunity they got
Yeah.
to interact with someone outside of the hospitality bubble, to interact with someone who was not serving them something or
Mhm.
checking them into a hotel or taking them through a monument.
Mhm.
It was just uh, pure interaction for educational purposes.
Yeah.
And they got to see that India is not only about what they see in the movies or what they see in the
Mhm.
news. There's a lot more nuance to society in India,
Yeah.
and that really became our USP, and that
Okay.
is what attracted people to come and stay with us. And that is something we built on.
Yeah, yeah. But how have you adapted then? Because we've seen foreign travel, come to a complete standstill over the last year and a half. So, what have been your COVID lessons, and how did you reinvent, Abhijit, given the new normal that we're living in?
Oh, yes, absolutely. It's been challenging to say the least. We were very comfortable in the niche we were in, dealing with 95% travelers coming from outside India, staying at all our properties. And suddenly 95% of your business evaporates.
Mhm.
You need to do some serious rethinking on the way you approach the way you do business. But it's been a great learning experience. And the silver lining of COVID really has been that Indians have rediscovered India.
Mhm.
So I would say the Indian traveler is now very travel literate, very travel savvy. is discerning more than most inbound international travelers, and demands the best, really. So it has been a great experience to reintroduce India and Western Rajasthan to the Indian traveler. And we have successfully done so, I would happily say. And we are getting a lot of interest from travelers within India, from the metro cities, who want to come and experience rural Rajasthan.
Okay. Well, keep it up, and thank you so much for joining us today on NewsX. Wishing you and the group all the very best.
Thank you so much, Uday. It's such a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you for having me on.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.